There we go.
My cat's just staring at me across the room. What do
Well,
Excellent
you
start to the
want?
recording.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine.
last we left off, you guys ended up leaving the city of Uvila, headed north, to pass through the city with the intent to pass through the city with with a couple of different colleges in it. There's the College of Magic and the College of Arts. It's going to be an interesting city, probably either way. Before really properly getting on the road, a couple of you helped a guy wrangle some chickens who had somehow found their way to an old dilapidated shrine of the goddess of magic. Which is fun. And they seem to have some interesting side effects from that. As you continued along the road, Levey started to have a strange sort of dream, which seems to involve many of our friends here getting attacked. So why don't we start with rolling for initiative?
Ah!
You have to give me a sec. Zoom's. I clicked it too many times, and now it's freaking out at me and won't let me close this extra window without leaving the meeting. So I'm just gonna give in and do that, and I'll be right back.
Okay. All right, and I'm 10 for Lish.
I got a 16.
All right. 14.
Hey.
16.
Well, that die's
There we
just
go.
gone.
Okay.
13 for Tobias.
17 for
All
Evan.
right.
14.
You know what? I'm gonna make a mistake and trust the hawk dice today.
All
I hope
right.
he likes
Aaron,
Oh,
what
no.
did you get?
17.
Okay.
Hey, 21.
Ooh.
All right. And I will not add these mystery peeps to the initiative order. No, he's not visibly yet. Because you don't know what the deal is. You only see this weird shadow thing. But I am going to roll for them. So, let's see. It's a good thing that that's cocked. Can you not fight me on this? Thank you, guy. Jesus fuck. and ugh. Okay. So, Hawk, you're up first.
That I am. Let's see. I can only see the one dude, so I'm just gonna hop back and fire off some shots at him.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm just gonna test it for now. Let's see. +8. Let's keep going with the dice. Oh, does an 11 hit?
Let me just double check something real quick.
If he has more than one dex, the answer is no.
No.
Slightly better. How about a 15?
A 15 misses.
Dang. That's 2 arrows gone. I can't really do anything else, so we can move on to
Okay.
Aaron.
You would think that, except
Oh, I see.
So stepping out of the bushes from about the same area that this shadow is stepping from, if I can get roll 20 to stop fighting me for just a moment, you see a tiefling that looks very similar to this shadow. He has blue skin and green hair, and his horns protrude from his forehead, sort of go back and up. And he looks similar to this shadowy creature, almost identical, in fact, except he seems much more solid. And what he is going to do, you know what, I should actually probably add him to the initiative order properly now that you know he's there. Again, roll 20 likes me. Well, fine, I'll give him a minute. But he is actually going to rush towards Lish. Since you're there, may as well.
I'll get shanked.
And what he's going to do, he's going to, you see in his hand as he approaches you, Lish, he has this interesting looking dagger. It looks old and is slightly curved, and it seems to be made of obsidian. So he is going to try to attack. So for the first attack, does a 20 hit? Dirty 20.
I believe so. Let me double check. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. And then second attack, I'll just do all the damage at once. Ooh, not as good.
My AC is a 15.
Ooh, that is just a 15 to hit. so you're gonna be stabbed. So for the first strike, you take 10 piercing damage and 2 psychic damage. And for the second strike, you take 8 piercing damage and 4 psychic damage from his dagger.
Wow, ouch.
I'm gonna use my reaction to do 3 points of psychic damage and push him 10 feet away from Lish.
All right. In which direction are you pushing him?
I don't know if I can choose the direction.
It says directly away, right?
Let's see.
I think you can
use your
choose.
reaction to deal 3 psychic damage and push it up to 10 feet away. I'm gonna push it towards Aaron if I can.
Okay.
Fight him, Aaron. Do it.
Hey, Aaron, ever play
To
pinball?
Mia.
Kill Aaron instead. Oh wait.
And that was
3 points of
psychic damage.
psychic damage. Yeah.
It's like a Sonic the Hedgehog pinball bumper noise as he crashes into Aaron.
Okay. Aaron, it is your turn now.
Awesome.
There is the tiefling you see here, and then the shadowy one that almost just murdered the fuck out of you.
Let's see. So, first of all, Aaron's raging.
Okay. The spectral form of Arld appears behind you.
Yes, sexy. All right. And I'm probably attacking the guy who attacked Lish, I think.
Okay.
So gonna run up to that guy and let's slash. Let's relax this guy. That's a 1.
Yeah, no.
Wow. Wasn't expecting that. And that's a 10.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, okay. Well, I think that's my turn.
Okay. Let's see. It is B's turn now. So what B is going to do is she is seeing how bad that Erin was hit but a moment ago. She is going to, let's see. It's been a little while since I played a cleric. She is going to run up here-ish and cast Aura of Vitality. And then, so that's one of her 3rd level spells. And for the bonus action, she's going to concentrate that aura onto Erin, and you regain 9 hit points. For now.
Heck yeah.
Okay. So that one's down. And it is Demir's turn.
Cool. So I have a question. I have 2 Eldritch Blasts now. Do I have to target them at the same creature, or can I target them at 2 creatures?
You can target it at 2 creatures.
If you've ever used Scorching Ray, it's a bit like that, I think.
I just saw it in the description of the spell. I was not paying that much attention to it. Okay. I'm gonna beam both the Tiefs.
All right.
That's a natural 20 for one.
So which one are you targeting first?
I'm going to say this is a natural 20 and this is the other one.
Okay.
Because that's how I was doing it in my brain. Does a 17 hit this guy?
17 just hits.
Awesome. So that's 2d10. Well, that's sad. The critical hit is a 2. And
that's totally okay, because as you watch your frosty Eldritch Blast shoot forth from your hand and strike the tiefling, it's odd because it seems that the tiefling who's only somewhat there, it seems to go right through it before the spectral form dissipates.
Poop. And so this guy was 6 points of damage.
6, okay. Okay.
And that's my turn. I'm not going to
Cool.
move.
Levey.
Okay. Fun question for you. Because our girl is not awake. Do I need to be rolling for her crazy?
No, you do not.
It's this bitch's lucky day.
You are aware that you are dreaming.
Okay.
And when you are dreaming, you do not have to roll.
Okay.
Because
God, am
for you, inherently, you understand dreams.
Okay.
Imagine if she still did though, and just like the dreamscape started distorting around us. Lots of
That would
hellish
be-
map work for Avery. That would be sick.
Yeah,
That's later.
I wouldn't
That's
wish
later.
that on you. So fair. Okay. So I'm thinking. I'm thinking. Shit. How far are things? God. Okay. Jeez. All right. I'm thinking she's gonna actually do that lovely 30-foot movement over to Erin, and she's gonna cast mage armor on Erin
Ooh.
just because
Your
that was
few
a
square
really
plate,
tough
so
hit
here
there.
you go.
So for the next 8 hours,
God dang.
you've got an armor class of what? Oh wait, actually no, wait. What is your armor class already?
15.
And what's your dex modifier?
1.
Shit. Well, this wouldn't help. Fuck me.
Aw.
Man, is there anything else with touch that you could do while you're there? Like,
Nope.
nothing?
I don't have a lot of touch spells. She's ranged.
I mean, yeah, that's fair.
That's fair.
Hmm.
Aw.
Oh well.
Sorry.
Well, in that case, she will attempt, I suppose, at this point, to instead of casting mage armor, let's try a crown of madness for funsies.
Okay. What save does he have to make?
That's a wisdom, and then my thing is a fucking yeah. You gotta do better than 14.
He's got a 17.
Oh,
Bastard.
you're right. The dice really do have ideas today.
All right. Well,
Is that the end of your turn?
unsettling. Yeah, that's all I got.
Toby.
So before Toby gets to
Oh.
go,
Oh,
guess
another.
what? So another tiefling that looks very similar. comes out.
Another one.
Another one.
And she will step forward. Let me see who's fun here.
Oh no.
Demir, can I have you make a wisdom saving throw, please?
Oh boy. All right. Hang on.
Oh boy.
Okay. That's an 18 plus 4, so a
22.
22.
Okay. So you make the saving throw. Let me just double check if it's half damage. Okay. Yeah, no, it doesn't say half damage. So as this tiefling steps forward, You notice once again that she looks very similar to the other tiefling here, and she raises her hand towards you, and you feel something kind of in the back of your head fighting for your attention, but you ignore it and instead focus on what's in front of you.
Yeah, I'm focusing on her.
Okay. So that's her turn. Toby, now it's your turn.
Cool. Well, first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to move Tobias. If I travel diagonally like that, that can be 30 feet. I can move to that square just next, or a couple spaces from top. The new tiefling that appeared, does, I guess like what I want to ask is, does she have like a more solid form, like the one that's currently next to Erin, or is she more kind of almost see-through-ish like the first tiefling that showed up?
She is definitely more solid.
Okay. Between the two of them, which one is more? Both of them are about the same kind of solid, or is one more solid than the other?
They're both solid. They are both
Okay.
very real.
Okay. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just double checking a thing to make sure I
You're good.
actually do it correctly.
Anything I can help with, or?
I'm just looking at some of his blood arts. Like the blood curses that he can do. I'm just making sure one of them is actually listed as like an actual curse. Okay, yeah. Cool. Did I miss picking? No. Alright. Huh. I wonder if I just accidentally forgot to pick blood up now, because I got 2 now. But
You're level 6,
okay.
so you should have 2. You should know 2, and I think you can cast 2. You can cast them twice a day.
I think what I was getting confused about is blood maledict is listed as like the thing where it's like, yeah, you can invoke blood curses, but then like when reading the description of it, at first I thought it was like well, I know maybe I accidentally selected one of them, so I'll just need to go back to that because I know which one I had before, which was the one that made it so that the creature was like more vulnerable to a thing, or like nullified their resistance to something or another. But that's fine. I don't really need to use that one right now anyway. I'm just gonna go for doing. Oh, duh! It's right there, listed right there. I was looking at the wrong page. My apologies. Yep. Okay. Okay. Gonna use his bonus damage, or not bonus damage. My brain is picking and choosing words. Bonus action to do a Crimson Right.
All right, so mark down your damage for that.
Yep, 1d6. Roll it, baby. What does he take? A 1! I get lucky. I get very lucky. Okay. Shoot. Okay, yeah, I can't do that because that's already a bonus action. Cool. I'm starting to get it, guys. Things are piecing together. I'm learning. I'm evolving.
It's all good.
The
So-
numbers are lining up.
I'm just gonna have Tobias take 2 shots at the new tiefling that showed
Okay.
up. So this will be the first one. That's gonna be 24 to hit.
That definitely hits.
Awesome. And I'll do the damage for that one, and then I'll do the next one.
Okay.
Damn, unfortunate for that. And then I gotta roll a d6. Ooh, okay, that makes it a little bit better. So it's gonna be a 10, with 4 of the damage being from the arrow, and then 6 of the damage being from the Crimson Right.
Okay. And then your second attack.
Second attack is an 18.
An 18 misses.
Damn.
You see, as you draw your bowstring back and let loose the arrow, it flies forward and seems to glance off of a breastplate that she is wearing.
Okay. Unfortunate. At least I got 1 hit in.
All right.
Hey.
But then I consider.
Lish, what you doing?
So I started blasting.
So anyway,
The one that was all black and white is not in our view anymore.
Demir's Eldritch Blast seems to have dissipated it.
Okay, cool. I'm going to cast Moonbeam at 3rd level on the one that's by Erin.
Okay.
Just hit
Is
me.
that a dex saving throw?
It is a con saving throw.
Con save. Okay.
Needs to meet or beat a con 15. But it still takes damage regardless.
Yeah, he rolled a 10.
Sick. So that's gonna be 3d10 radiant damage.
Okay.
And it's not a shape changer, is it?
Nope. He
Okay.
is a tiefling.
Well, you never know.
you never know. It could be a real demon in Tiefling. Close, we
That
don't know.
is 12 damage, and I can place the moonbeam. Pew, pew, pew. Here. So hopefully it can kind of block Lady Tiefling's view a little bit with a giant bolt of light.
All right. Do you move at all?
Hold on 1 minute. And I'm gonna use my bonus action to wild shape
Okay.
into dog.
All right. Let me see if I can.
I'm not gonna move. I'm gonna stay next to Demir.
All right. I'm just trying to define puppy shape. Okay. So Manlish can go over here in the corner.
Go to the
Think
naughty
about
corner.
what
You've
you've
been a
done.
bad druid.
Ah, no.
There we go. And then you cast Moonbeam on yourself.
I cast Moonbeam on everybody.
You get a moonbeam. You get a moonbeam.
Okay.
Manlish just hanging out on top of the buildings.
All right, my twin. Let's see. I don't want to hit Aaron, though. I guess I don't really need to worry about that because of sharpshooter. Let me just double check sharpshooter real quick.
You could
Okay, yeah,
step-
they ignore 1/2 and 3/4, so I could just shoot past Aaron, I think.
Yes.
Cool, cool. I'm gonna keep attacking boy. Let's see. Use a different D20 this time. All right, if this hits, it's gonna be arcane charged. That doesn't hit. That's a natural 1. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so that's.
I'm gonna say you don't hit Aaron.
I would
Aw,
hope not. I don't want to give Aaron even more, gashes or whatever. Are you kidding me?
Is it
Guess who
another
just rolled?
natural
Guess
one?
who just rolled 2 natural 1s in a row?
Oh my god.
I'm using roll 20. These dice don't like me. Okay.
Okay.
I'm just gonna. After that spectacular failure, I'm just gonna move back here a little bit. I
So-
don't feel like wasting an action surge to retry that. So yeah, we move on.
When
So-
Boyo starts his turn in the moonbeam, he takes damage.
Okay. So roll the damage.
I don't know if he has to save every time. He probably has to save every
He
time.
probably has to save. Okay.
Yeah. So con 15.
Well, he rolled a natural 17. So
Okay, so half damage. 13 half damage, so like 6 damage. Radiant damage. Pew, pew.
okay. All right. So let's see what he does. He is going to step out of the moonbeam like a normal person.
Wow.
Rude.
But
Get back in there.
let's see. So for his bonus action, he is well. Hang on. Let's see. Hide from others. Yeah. Okay. He is going to manifest echo. Next to Hawk.
I knew it.
So for his first attack, it's going to come from him, and he's gonna probably go for Levey, just because you're right there. That's a natural 5 though, but let's see. He is ridiculous. Where are you, boyo? Levey does a 17 hit.
Yeah?
I'm sorry. He's got a what to hit?
What the fuck?
He
From
turned an 8 into
5?
a 17. I think that's like +9 to hit. Yeah. Holy fuck.
So you take 11 piercing damage and then 5 psychic damage.
So 16 damage total. That's
Archie,
half my fucking health, you
hold on a moment.
motherfucker.
You are a Kalistar, though, aren't you? Don't you have resistance to psychic damage?
Wait, fuck.
Does she?
She does.
I fucking
so
do.
have the psychic.
Woo!
Like, how much psychic was that again, Avery?
It was a total of 5. So
5,
you
so-
only take 3.
Okay.
Nice. I mean,
Speaking of damage,
And
that's still almost half my health.
I mean, yeah.
now for the
Be-
attack against Hawk.
I have a feeling this is gonna hit.
Is that a 21 to hit?
Yeah, no, that hits.
And you take not too much. 8 piercing damage
8,
and 5 psychic.
8 plus 5, that's 13. Okay. Okay, fine. I'll do it myself, I guess.
And then, where the fuck is the correct tab? Okay. And then he is going to back away, and Levey, you are unable to make an attack of opportunity, but Aaron, you may if you wish.
Oh, hell yeah, he's gonna.
And
That's a 10.
No.
Yeah, no, that misses. He's gonna back away and kind of balance here next to the cart. Aaron, it's your turn.
Yeah, actually, cool new ability. I'm pretty sure that when Levey just got attacked, I'm able to pull out my cool new sixth. Oh geez, I need to plug my computer in. I'm able to pull out my cool new 6th level power of spirit shields. So that's a reaction when someone I see gets hurt, and that is it absorbs 2d6 of the damage.
Awesome.
So that's Levey, you can add 6 more help. Yep, Errol just runs over and takes
do you
some of
want
that.
to describe what it looks like when you use this ability?
I've personally just been picturing that, you know, you have your like vague Herald Spirit around. Herald Spirit just goes and kind of like swirls through it a little, and it's just goes through him, and it's less now.
Okay.
Cool. I personally am grateful, but would it count as a free action for her to be like, "What the fuck? Don't do that." She's like, "Don't."
Aaron, you can't just ghost me like that.
No, she's just like, you can't just. She is not happy about you taking hurt meant for her. Like, she's not pleased. She's gonna give you a look of like, you better don't.
I just don't like seeing you get hurt.
Well, she doesn't like seeing Aaron get hurt either, so I guess we're at an impasse.
Levey facing Aaron in the eyes, like, I'm the tank, don't you forget it.
She's like, no.
I don't care what you think your job is. Let me take damage.
God.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry.
So for your turn, there is. You see, even though it is a bright, sunny day outside, there is this sort of aura of silvery blue light directly in front of you.
Yeah, that seems sketchy. I'm gonna be avoiding that. And I guess I'm gonna be pursuing Cart Guy. I mean, using my reaction on the guy, on the real guy and not the spirit guy, was just that I thought that's who I'd be focusing on and who I'd be seeing. So I'm probably gonna keep pursuing him, I guess. Hi, Cart Guy. I'm on the cart now. And I can just barely get over there. It's exactly 30.
All right.
Just
And
skirt around everything.
Assume you try to attack.
Yeah. So that is a... Oh, come on! That's a 7.
That misses, I'm afraid.
Recklessly attack on my second one. Really? Levey, what were you saying about being careful? Oh, come on. Aha! That is a 19.
19 hits. Roll damage.
Heck yeah. Okay. Let me pull up what Rage is doing to my damage. It's a plus. Okay. So that's gonna be 7 damage.
Okay.
And that's the end of my turn.
Cool. It is Bee's turn. She still has the aura of vitality up, and she's going to use it on Levey this time. So Levey, you regain 8 hit points.
Very cool.
And then for Bee's action, she is going to do.
She's at full health again.
For Bee's action, she is going to do Sacred Flame at the Lady Teeth, which is a dex saving throw for me, which she succeeds on. But at least Bee did her best. Demir.
I'm gonna shoot both Eldritch Blasts at Lady Teeth.
All right.
I'm going. Let's see. Does a 23 hit?
23 hits. Roll damage.
Okay, then both of them hit.
Okay.
The other one was way over 23. Oh fuck. That's 8 points of damage.
Total.
Yep.
Okay. Whatever makes my math easy. Is that it for your turn, or do you move?
I'm going to flip the birdie at her as a free action, and
Bitch.
You know what? Okay. She notes that.
All right, so this one doesn't have any manners.
and I'm going to stay right there.
So let's see. It is now Levey's turn. Levey, what you gonna do?
Cool. I have a fun question for you.
All right.
Do these fuckers seem like they're particularly dreamlike? Like, are they dream apparitions of some sort? Like, would Levy be able to tell? Like,
Roll an Arcana check.
oh boy! Oh boy! Okay. Okay. 11. No, 12. I can't do math.
Hard to tell.
Okay. Well, even so, she's gonna speak, and she's gonna demand to know who these people are. She's going to be like, "Who are you? And why are you doing this?" And I'm not using voice right now because it's really hard for me today.
What
Completely fair.
language are you asking them in?
Fuck it, Quarry, because this is a dream.
Okay.
She might, if they don't seem to be picking up on that, she might try and repeat herself in Infernal if that's allowed.
You'll have to wait and see.
Okay.
Do you do anything else on your turn?
I have another question. Can you can I use the twinning spell for spending my sorcery points to like do special shit with my magic? Can I twin lightning bolt?
Yes. I would like to note, though, that he is behind Erin.
Do I have enough of like
Ball me
turn
over.
shit
Ball
to
me
move
over.
and then also do the thing?
That's up to you.
Shit. Like, am I mechanically within the combat allowed to move and then still cast the spell? Is my
Yes.
question. Okay.
Yeah, you can do that.
Cool.
Movements separate from actions. Fun fact: you can actually move between melee hits.
Insanity.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yep.
That's
So
good to know.
Yeah, Aaron could chop one dude and then run over to the girl and like slap her, but he'd have to eat an
Oh,
attack
hell
opportunity.
yeah.
He would have to eat an AOO though.
Maybe not this injured, but that's a really fun strategy for a later combat.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah. That'll.
Levey, the
Okay.
fucking moonbeam.
Don't move through the moon, Levy. I
She's
know
not
it's shiny.
gonna! Like, let's
And
see,
I know
5,
it.
10, 15, 20.
Devin and I just saw the arrow going
No,
through
I
the
didn't.
moonbeam. We
No,
were like,
I was
"No."
like, I was trying to do some fucking mental math, and I'm struggling today. Sorry.
It's okay. I can help you out if you need it.
I'm just trying to work around the fact that there's a giant beam of fucking light in the middle of the goddamn battlefield.
I mean, I don't think
Thank you,
that blocks
Lish.
spells.
Stares intensely at
So
both flesh.
that's
It'll be
30
removed
feet of
soon.
movement to go around it. So she's gonna go there, and then she's going to spend 3 sorcery points, dear God, to twin a lightning bolt.
Okay. And that's dex saving throws for both of them.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm so fucking sorry.
No, it's good. So Boyo got a natural 20.
Oh,
Bastard.
Lightning, you take half damage though, correct?
Yeah. If it's a successful save, half damage.
Cool. He's going to use evasion.
Because he's a bastard.
And then what does Lady get? She got a 15.
Okay. It's against my spell save, right? My
Yeah.
spell DC. Yeah, that like barely saves.
Okay, so she will take
Motherfucker.
half damage. She does not have the ability to just
say
Yeet out of
no.
there.
be a rogue.
Amazing. Hate that.
She
all
doesn't
right.
have the ability to be a rogue.
I mean,
Well-
she does, but not right now because she put her class levels elsewhere.
I'm glad she has class mobility, though.
So that's gonna be 8, 11, 16 lightning damage to her.
Halved.
Nope, because I only rolled
Okay.
4d6.
Okay. 16 half, that's 8.
I only rolled 4d6, so just.
Oh, you still have more d6 to roll, my bad. How many d6 is it?
It is 8d6.
Oh, fun! Just got 16. Yeah.
Hey, just can we stop
Sorry.
for a second,
I'm keeping it
please?
in my mind. Sorry.
11. That's another 14. So 16 plus 14 is 30. Divided by 2 is 15. 15 fucking lightning damage to the bitch.
That hurts her. Okay. Do you do anything else with your turn?
No.
Okay. So it's her turn. Neither of them seem to respond when you spoke to them in Quarry. You do speak Infernal, though.
Yeah.
Correct? When
Yes.
you hit her with the lightning, you hear her say in Infernal, "Ow! God fucking damn it!"
A natural reaction.
Yeah. And you actually even hear the other one respond to her in Infernal and say, "Are you okay?" Like calling out to her. Like he is clearly concerned about her.
Okay.
Let's see. So I think that just changed what she was gonna do.
Uh-oh.
Mm-mm.
She is going to get up in your face, Levy, and she's going to draw her scimitar.
Oh boy.
That's a
Uh-oh.
natural 20.
Uh-oh!
Fuck!
So That's so you take 14 slashing damage.
Well, all right.
And that's it for her turn. Toby.
Yeah, my turn. Also, as a side note, we should probably, people who are not currently having their turn and stuff, mute, so that way we don't have to worry about vocal distractions. If someone needs help, they can ask for it, but just ensures that, you know, everyone can hear everyone else clearly.
All right, good idea. Sorry about that.
No, it's all good. I understand, you know, combat gets exciting and whatnot.
Yeah. All right.
Cool. How is the tiefling that's going for Levey the same one that Tobias was shooting at before? How is that one looking? Just about the same, worse for wear, or?
She is not looking happy. She's hurt for sure. The lightning took a lot out of her, but she's not on death's door.
Cool. Then I'm going to use my bonus action to inflict Blood Curse of the March. Essentially, I can mark a creature that I can see within 30 feet of me. And then until the end of my turn, whenever I deal right damage to the target, I can roll an additional Hemocraft die of right damage.
All right. So I am going to note that she is marked. There we go.
Yep. And then I'm going to shoot at her twice. So this will be the first attack. Fuck, that's an 18.
Let me double check. Yeah, 18 misses. Glances off her breastplate again.
And then this is the second one. Fuck. That's another 18. 2 10s in a row. Actually, technically 3 10s in a row.
Yeah,
Oh,
glances
shit.
off her breastplates, and as they do, the arrows shatter.
Okay. That'll be the end of my turn then.
All right. Lish, it is your turn. You are a puppy right now.
I am. I'm going to move my moonbeam over on top of this boy.
Poor boy can't catch a break.
Good. Ideal. So con 15.
All right. That is a D10, not a D20. I'm awake today. Rolled a natural 18.
Okay, so half damage. Roll the damage. So that's going to be 9 damage off of 19.
Okay.
Okay, so then going to, I think, is it possible for me to climb up on that cart? I guess I can.
You could roll an athletics or an acrobatics check.
Yeah, sure. I'll roll for it. So annoying. There we go. All right, acrobatics. Ha! That's a 9.
It takes your action to get up there.
I don't want to
you
do it.
are able to awkwardly scramble on top of the cart, and you are now in the cart.
Aaron looks at you.
Hello.
There's a good boy next to you.
All the teeth.
Okay.
Good.
Guess that's my turn if it takes my whole action.
You rolled so low, so. Hawk.
Right.
There
I'm-
is a weird, ghostly copy of this tiefling next
Yeah, I'm
to you.
aware. It's not a great situation, all things considered, because he's in my face.
He looks at you and he kind of gives you like a cocky half grin, and he kind of twists his dagger in his fingers.
Can I kick him without, like, dropping my bow?
Roll an unarmed strike.
Sure. I forget how you do that. I have to use strength for that, I'm pretty sure, because I'm not a monk.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's like a +5 to hit, I suppose. Oh, right, I'm using full 20. I'll just roll a 20. Each 20 plus 5. 17.
Let me double check, because he has a different armor class than his twin sister. Yeah, his AC is 17, so you hit.
Dang, nice. That does like, what, 3 damage?
It is 1 plus your strength mod.
Yeah, that's 3.
Okay. He dissipates.
Smart. All right.
But
And
that was your
now...
action. So you can move, or you can do a bonus action.
Oh, it's not an attack? Okay.
It was an attack. That's what I'm saying. You have action, bonus action, movement. So you can now do your bonus action, and you can move.
Okay, so that ate up both of my attacks then.
Yes.
Okay. Well, at least this is not a dude in my face now. I'm gonna stay back here, I think. Oh, wait, hang on, actually. Hold up a second. I can... Action Surge is a bonus action, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm just gonna do that so I can actually attack.
Okay.
I'm gonna do 2 longbow shots at the ghost assassin roguey boy, and I'm gonna...
Him.
Yeah, second
Okay.
one's gonna be arcane charge this time.
Okay.
25 and 22. Okay,
Both hit.
cool. And the arcane shot, I'm gonna use shadow arrow.
Okay. So what's the total damage?
6 and 13, so 19. An additional 6 from the psychic is 25 total, I think. Let me double check. Yeah, 25.
Okay.
And DC 13 wisdom or be blind.
That is a 14.
Well, damage.
All right.
I'll call it there.
It is his turn. He is going to manifest Echo again. This time at Demir, because you're there. So for his first attack against Irin, ooh, that is a natural 20. So while I'm rolling up the damage you take, Irin, please make a wisdom saving throw.
Gotcha. Ooh, that's a dirty 20.
You take 11 piercing damage and 3 psychic damage. But whatever was going on with
Three?
that,
Psychic damage?
3 psychic damage, yes. But whatever was going on with that wisdom saving throw, you don't know what it is because you struck it off pretty easily.
Yay!
And now for the attack against Demir. That is another natural 20. I shit you
Oh
not.
my. Okay.
What is this man? Why does he exist?
So, I would like you to make a wisdom saving throw while I roll up the damage.
That's cocked. That's a 2
Okay,
plus 4. That's a 6. I
So-
don't think that makes.
let me describe what happens. So as this shadowy phantom plunges its dagger into you, and you take the whopping 10 piercing damage and 5 psychic damage, you feel your heart start to race and you start to sweat. You are considered frightened of him.
Boy. Oh boy.
And not just him, him as well. You're, because they're technically the same person. You're just frightened.
Cool.
Aaron's going to be throwing up a spirit shield in front of that. So that is 5 damage reduced for you.
Aw, thank you.
All right. Oh, he is still in the moonbeam, isn't he? So he would take the damage.
Yes, starts his turn and he takes damage.
Yeah. What's the saving throw?
Con 15.
Yeah, that's a natural 16 plus whatever. So
It's just halved. So it's gonna be 18 halved. So what is that? 6? No. And 9 damage.
all right.
9 damage.
And he, since he made a melee attack against you, Erin, you cannot take an attack of opportunity as he sort of twists out of the way and moves to flank Levey.
Okay.
Do I get to take an attack of opportunity?
You do.
Hooray!
I'm in danger.
Oh boy. What is my attack as a direwolf? The way that this is set up is so annoying. Does a natural 1 hit?
You know, I'll have to check.
Damn it.
When I heard Lish take the attack of opportunity, I was like, oh yeah, he's next to him, isn't he? And then I checked and was like, wait, where's Lish? And my blind ass eyes could not see him blending in with the cart.
He's over there on the roof. Didn't you see?
I'm one with the cart.
I am the cart.
Okay. Erin, it is your turn. There is the ghostly figure here that had just stabbed the shit out of Demir, who is looking very scared now. And then he went over here too. Or you could attack your friends. I don't care, but like that's probably not what you're going for.
Let me see. How far away is B? How much health do I have, and how much of an idiot am I? Yes to both.
Very.
Okay.
Yeah, it's more fun.
Aaron is going to fucking run over here.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I guess I'm attacking.
Reckless or regular?
What?
Reckless or regular? Oh, you know.
Probably reckless. Not gonna lie.
Okay.
And I'm attacking Guy first, so I'm gonna remember that he's the one who has ancestral protection. That is a 14.
That misses.
Yes. I'll attack. Actually, yeah, I'll attack him again. That is a also reckless. Fucking 7.
Yeah, no.
I'm useless in this combat. All right.
It's okay.
Well,
You're doing your best. You go when you feel like it. Okay. So it is B's turn. B is going to step a little bit closer to this mess here. And for her bonus action, she's gonna heal Levey again via the Aura of Vitality, which is maintained concentration on. You get a whopping 6 hit points back. And then for her action, she's going to target dude boy here with Sacred Flame. And he fails, so he disappears. Demir, it is your turn. You cannot get any closer to him because you are frightened.
Yeah, I'm gonna bonus action Misty Step to 5, 10, 30. I'm going to bonus action. There we go. Because I forgot that I have another ability, but that's okay. Because I am going to Eldritch Blast at the chick again. Is
All
that
right.
a disadvantage?
You have a pretty clear shot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
since you stepped over there.
Then I'm gonna Eldritch Blast.
Excuse me.
13. Does that hit?
That misses.
Okay. But I think a 27 hits.
For sure.
I might
Roll
be wrong,
damage.
but that's 4 points of damage.
All right.
And did Lish get hit last round? I don't think he did.
No, he
I
didn't.
haven't gotten hit as a dog yet.
Cool. All right, that's all I'm gonna do.
Okay. Levey. What you do? You are muted.
Okay. She's going to
See you go.
We all forget. It's all right.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, I
fine.
feel that.
It's fine. So she's going to repeat herself earlier, only she sounds angrier this time. Levey's fucking pissed. She's going to repeat herself from earlier. She's going to say in Infernal this time, "Who the hell are you? And why are you after us?" She's
Okay.
going to look between the two of them on either side of her, and she looks done over this.
Okay. They will respond on their turns if they choose to respond.
Excellent. Let's see. She's going to actually go for. Hang on. Empowering a spell only costs like 1. As many sorcery points as fucking attack dice that I add on, right?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. You'll have to see it. So she's actually going to turn around to the bastard here who keeps duplicating himself. And she's going to cast an empowered lightning bolt at him in particular.
Okay. So before you roll damage for that,
Yes.
the lady has the Mage Slayer feat, and you are within 5 feet of her.
I don't like this.
You are
Oh,
casting
no.
a spell within 5 feet of her.
Oh, fuck.
And she has her scimitar out.
Okay.
So does a 24 hit you?
Yeah, it sure fucking does. To say the least.
So you take 8 damage from a slash
Okay.
from her scimitar.
Okay. That's fine. That's okay.
Can
But,
I
you
shield
know,
that?
I don't know, can Aaron?
If you're, when was the last time you used it again? With the Demir, I'm afraid the round has not come back to you yet. So you've already used your reaction.
That's fine.
So you shoot your lightning bolt at Boyo.
And it's empowered, and I'm going to spend I'm gonna spend 2 to give me an extra couple of damage dice, even if the bastard saves on dex. Hopefully he doesn't just flip out of the way, I swear to God.
Okay. Let's see. I have to make sure I have the right twin. Okay.
Please.
Does a 23 save?
It does save, unfortunately.
Guess who flips the fuck out of the way?
So this big ass lightning bolt just goes pew past the
Rogues are
bastard.
ridiculous.
Well, also I should note that Levey's glowing like quite a bit now. Like almost all of her runes are lit up, and she's looking pissed even more. She's not having any of this shit. Can she say another thing?
Go for it.
In Infernal, she's going to say, "Fucking stop that!"
The guy tiefling kind of laughs and flips you off.
It's a good thing this is a dream because none of us are going to remember. Well, I mean, none of us can understand how foul Levey's language is here, but if we could, we wouldn't remember it anyway.
Do you move, Levey?
What?
Do you move?
Yeah, she'll move. Like,
Okay.
she's gonna kind of go over here to yeah.
So they both take their attacks of opportunity.
Fuck!
Oh wait, no. She can't because she already attacked you via Mage Slayer. He's gonna take his attack of opportunity.
You know what? That's fine. That's
Sorry.
fine. This might as well go south.
Does a 23 hit?
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
yes.
On the
Yeah.
bright side, if Levey does fall unconscious in the dream, wouldn't the dream end?
Yeah, what happens?
It's like, you're not allowed to die in your own dreams unless you're in Friday the 13th. Or no,
I don't know.
no,
I've died
Nightmare
in
on Elm
dreams
Street.
before. I've died in
Anyways.
dreams before. The perspective usually just shifts to someone else.
Who
Anyways.
does Levey get to be instead?
Oh my God.
This will be fun.
How much damage?
Oh, minimal damage. He did not roll well. So that's 8 piercing and 1 psychic. But
Wow.
you can just ignore the psychic because you're resistant.
Cool. Loving that. So, okay. All right. Okay. I now have 8 hit points. I'm hating it here. And my turn's done.
So it is Egrix's turn. She's going to step towards her brother and reach towards him. And she is going to cast Cure Wounds at 7th level.
Wrong. Bad. Stop that.
So let me just check the logistics of that. I need to get out a bunch of D8s. So just a moment, please. Thank you for your patience. Actually, I'm just gonna make Google do it for me. Okay. So 6 plus. Okay. Okay. He's not back up to full, but he's looking happier. And in response to Levey's words, Eurus will say in Echo will say in common, it's not personal. And it's Tobias's turn.
Okay. Well, so far his
can't cast anymore.
arrows have not been working very well, and watching Levey just get bodied in the corner. Tobias is going to do a hybrid transformation.
All right.
Since it's been a while since I've done this, please bear with me as I make sure I read all the information. I'm also decided I'm going to eventually compile all the necessary hybrid information for him in a document so I can look at it all at once and not have to flop through so many things.
Yeah, you're good. I'm trying to find an icon, but I can't. So we will just use the theater of the mind.
Throw a little thing on him that says transform. Oh, that looks like a little transformation icon. Gotta become a magical girl.
All right.
And then just to make sure. Yep, okay. Yeah, okay. That still works. Yeah. Oh wow! Look at that. They're both within 30 feet. Wow. It's you're gonna have to deal with a little problem, huh? Twice is gonna go for the one on the left. So the warrior set has multi-attack. He is going to where did I read the thing? Oh, it was on the other page. Right. Yeah, so he has predatory strikes, which he can apply his Crimson Right feature to unarmed strikes as a single weapon. You can use it dexterity instead of strength for the attack and damage rolls of your unarmed strikes. Use the attack action with an unarmed strike. You can make one unarmed strike as a bonus action.
All right.
Your unarmed strike deals 1d6 slashing damage. Damage increases to 1d8. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. +1 to melee damage rolls. Advantage on strength and strength saves. Okay, cool. I'm just making sure I'm looking at the right stuff. So I guess he's gonna use claws to, I guess technically because he's putting, when he transforms and he's putting his bow away, that'll disengage the Crimson Right, won't it?
Yes, it will.
Okay. Then I'll use hybrid transforming. That that's a bonus action, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. So I won't do the, so I won't get the Crimson right this round.
Not this round, no.
Yeah, and because it's my new turn and stuff, the Crimson mark on the other one has worn off now.
All right.
So yeah, I guess he will just go to town and try and slash the one guy with his claws.
Okay.
So +7 to hit. And I remember we talked about he has the stats of a werebear now, right?
Yes.
Because we got that. Okay. So which means he has a 19 strength, so +4. Cool. I'm just making sure I'm looking at the right numbers. Okay. Roll that d20 for me. That's going to be a 6 + 4, which is a 10, and then he gets, is it a, okay, so that's the damage rolls. So for the bears, with the claws, it gets a +7 to hit. So that's a 17.
The 17 hits.
Yes! Sick. So for the hit, it listed as 13 and then in parentheses 2d8 + 4. Do I just roll 2d8 and then +4?
You roll the 2d8 + 4, yes.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. So 2d8. And then so that's a 7 + 4 is 11, and then plus the one from the hybrid the feral mite, which is a 12.
So what's the total damage?
12.
Okay. All right.
And then for his second round of attack, it's 2 d20. Ew, that's not good. So that's a 3 + 4 is a 7 + 7 is 17. Or not 17, I can't read. 14.
That misses.
Yeah.
You just rake one of your claws towards him, and he's able to kind of jump and dodge out of the way.
It knocked him around enough that he was able to dodge the other.
Mm-hmm. All right. Is that it for your turn?
Yeah, that'll be it.
Okay, Lich.
Tobias, why you gotta be standing right there? I'm moving my yada yada. Let's see here. Putting it over her instead this time.
Okay.
Con 15 save for me.
Ooh, that's an actual 2.
Great. So full damage. Man, the computer's running slow today. Here we go. That is gonna be a 18 points of damage. Tunk.
She's looking hurt.
Tunk. All right, so I'm leaping off of this dumb cart that I wasted an entire turn getting up on top of. And I'm gonna go bite this guy.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna put myself here. So I am between Levey and him. And biting with advantage. Does a 19 hit?
Yes, it does. Roll damage.
Sick. I'm going to. Nice. 13 damage to him.
Okay.
If the target is a creature, it must succeed on a DC 13 strength saving throw or be knocked prone. Does he count as a creature?
He
think
does.
so.
Rolled a natural 14,
Sick.
which is
All right.
his good luck because he's not a strong boy.
That's okay.
He's a fast boy, but he's not strong.
That's my turn.
Alrighty. It is Hawk's turn. Hawk, what you doing?
Okay. Well, let's see. Fighter Man just got healed. Cleric Lady's well, he's not a fireman. I don't know. Lady's getting rough, but I doubt that I could actually hit her because nobody else has really managed to do it for the most part. I'm still going to try.
She seems to have a really cool, fancy breastplate on.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna test the waters then. I'm gonna try one shot towards her.
All right.
It's probably not gonna hit. It's an 18.
That misses.
Yep. All right. Then I'm gonna shoot the fighter man now. Or you know what I'm saying. This one's gonna be arcane.
All right.
That misses.
Yes, it does.
All right. Cool. Wasted turn. Let's see. I'm gonna move. Let's see. About over here.
All right.
And that's it.
Cool. So it is Egris's turn. Lish, Aaron, and Toby, you guys notice that he seems sort of protective of the other tiefling. And he's going to lash out at That's interesting. Okay. At both Toby and Lish. That one's cocked. Okay. So that is 26 to hit against Toby. And 31 to hit against Lish. I assume
We're level 6.
Jesus. This man's hitting the 7th level cure wounds. We are out of our league, I feel.
We have like 10 gold.
We're nearly won somehow.
These guys have some cool magic items.
Don't say.
We've got a hat of disguise.
There's a reason for this. Don't worry, guys. So I'll do against Toby first. So Toby, you take 9 piercing damage and 6 psychic damage. And Lish, you take 8 piercing damage and 2 psychic damage.
The piercing damage for Toby will be half because of his resilient hide.
Yes.
So it'll be 5 plus 9. Is that the correct number? Well, how much is the psychic damage?
The psychic damage was 6.
6. I can't remember the words. So it'll be 11 then. All right, go,
Yeah.
go.
All right. Aaron.
All right. Which of them is freaking him out more? I think he's actually gonna attack the sister twin.
All right.
Let's see. Yeah. All right. So that is and it's gonna be reckless. That's a 10.
That misses.
Yeah. He's gonna try that again. That's 12.
That misses. Do you do anything else?
I don't know that I have anything else to do.
Okay. So it is Bee's turn. She is going to very carefully go around this clusterfuck that's happening right here, and come up to Levey and heal her for 7 from the Aura of Vitality, and she's also going to cast Cure Wounds on you for 6, which isn't bad. Okay. Demir.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
How bad are the twins looking? How bad is the boy looking?
Boy isn't looking too great. Girl is looking worse.
Okay. All right. I am going to. Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to stick with the tried and true warlock tactic of Eldritch blasting the girl.
Eldritch Blast.
Oh, wow. I don't know what that. Does a 15 hit?
15 misses.
They both miss.
Okay.
They both go wild. It's okay.
Do you move?
Hang on. Let me check one thing real quick before I decide. No, I'm just gonna stay right there. This is
All right.
a good place to be.
Okay. Levey. Burb friend just came up and healed you. You're vibing. You now have a puppy
Forget about the
standing
mute.
between you.
Mute Felix. You're
You're
on mute.
muted.
Thank you. Jesus Christ. I hate it. So now I have 21 hit points instead of 8, so I'm vibing with that. But Levy's going to reply to the nothing personal kid like comment, and she's going to kind of just spit out in an infernal. It feels a little personal when you are in the dreams of somebody like me attacking my family. Like, she's over it. She's done. She's had it. Up to here. And she's going to cast. She's gonna use her last sorcery point to cast magic missile empowered on Miss Ma'am.
All right.
So that's gonna be, oh god, oh geez. Okay, so that's 4d4. Okay, I've got 4. 12. And each die gets +1, right?
Yes.
Okay. So 12 plus 1. 16 damage from what, 4 darts of magic missile?
To Girly.
To Miss Ma'am, yes.
All right. 16, just double checking.
Yes.
Okay.
Can she speak again?
She's looking rough. You can.
She's going to say, "Get the hell out of my head!"
Guys, mom's angry.
Bold of you two to say that Levey's mom.
Well, I mean, it's a toss-up between Demir and Levey. One of them has to be the aunt.
Demir seems more aunt-like, so you know what? We take those. All right, and yeah, she's not gonna move. She's gonna stick close to B, and be behind the wolf. That sounds safe.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay.
Eat moonlight.
So. Yeah. She's gonna make a save. That's a natural 6+, and this is a con. I have to be reminded every time.
On 15.
Yeah, that's a 9.
Cool, sick. Full damage for you. And that's a really good. I almost got max damage on that. I got a 29, just shy of max. So 29 damage, radiant damage.
Okay. She is down. So
I could fucking kiss Lish on the mouth right now.
So she is standing in this beam, and she looks like she is about to start casting another spell towards Lish, when she hears Levey's words, and she kind of looks over towards Levey, and there's like a deep confusion on her face. She understands the words you're saying, but she doesn't know what you're implying. And then she goes down, and it's at this point that her twin brother just starts to scream. He yells in anguish, and then how best to describe this? He drops his dagger and puts his hands up and says, "Stop! We'll tell you everything. Just heal her, please. We surrender."
Aaron nods at that.
Lish bites now.
Levy's going to kind of incline her head in some kind of like, just like, okay, respect, interest. Just she's so
Are
pissed.
we disengaging that?
Yeah. Big question here is like, this is Levy's dream, right?
It's Levy's
We have
dream.
control of our characters, but is this like actually us, or is it Levy's cognition of us?
Treat it as if it is actually you guys.
Yeah, I know. Okay,
That's fair.
sure. Well, Hawk will put down his bow, or at least like, lower it, not actually drop it.
Lish is gonna
Are we
knock.
still?
Lish is gonna knock Tiefling boy to the ground.
Okay.
Rude.
He just accepts it.
Aaron is going. If he can, if we're done with combat order. Aaron's gonna healing hands
Sounds
the
like
girl.
things are done. Okay.
And also like drag her out of the moonlight if Lish hasn't dissipated it. Which I didn't necessarily get.
Every 6
Discussion
seconds,
happens.
she's just still taking the radiant damage.
Yeah, Aaron's gonna grab her and pull her out while like healing hands with his grabbers.
Lish can dissipate things as a wolf, I'm pretty sure, so he'll
Yeah.
let it go.
I mean, you're able to move it around as a wolf.
It's
so,
a concentration spell. So
okay. So she is back up.
And Aaron's just gonna like look straight on at her and say, "It's over. Are you okay?"
What? She starts kind of looking around for her brother. And I assume you're still on top of him, Lish.
yes, I want his knife in my teeth. Like that sword dog.
Yes! Yeah!
Lish
Free
has to
knife.
do
It's
getting
free
iconic
knife.
things.
It's
Just
like,
gonna shank a bitch.
it's like
Free
knife
real
between-
estate!
So, by the way, Demir, as the knife was dropped and his surrender was accepted, the fear dissipates.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that. Thank you. Cool.
And I will note, Levey, you know how it sort of is when you're waking up on a lazy day where you can you're still dreaming, but you can still kind of hear what's going on
Like, outside of it.
outside of the dream. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you are aware of this dream that you're having, but also peripherally, you can hear your companions start to wake up and pack up their things for the day at this point in the dream.
Okay.
So
So
you don't have too long, but you could probably ask a couple of questions.
cool. She is going to stomp kind of right up to dude over here, and she's glowing pretty bright, and she is pissed. So she's kind of puffed up, like she's taking up space. And she's going to kind of, dare I say, snarl in common now, because you just, even though this is a dream and it's probably not her companions, especially because she can kind of sort of tell that it's not now because they're packing, she's going to demand in common, what is this for?
We were asked to find you by the King of Cut Purses.
Why?
He didn't tell us.
You shouldn't work for people who don't tell you why you need to be doing things for them. Are you stupid?
We have to. We have to. We owe him our lives.
Well, now you owe me yours.
Dang, girl.
You don't have it, okay?
Holy shit.
And when she says yours, she's actually going to point to Miss Ma'am.
Aaron like hugs her protectively.
She is still dazed and confused.
Just like, nope.
And she's gonna, like, for some reason, it's just gonna kind of hit her in the side of the head, like, Tieflings, out of nowhere, hang on. She's gonna be like, and this King of Cut Purses. Damn it, he didn't tell you anything, but have you heard word of another Tiefling? He has the same eyes as me. He's about brick red colored, yay tall. his horns curve down around his jawline. His name is Poet. Have you heard about him?
At this point, the eyebrows kind of draw together, and he shakes his head. He's not entirely sure why you're asking him this. You probably have time, based on the noises you can hear, for one more question.
She's gonna let out this like frustrated sound, like she's topped out. She's had it with this dream. She wants it done. She's like, fine. Get out. Go.
Get out where?
Get out of my head. Get out of my dreams. Hope we never cross paths again.
Both of the tieflings look deeply confused. And it's at this point you realize they don't know that this is a dream.
Oh dear.
And then you
All right.
wake up.
Oh boy.
Oh, well, that's
Yay!
something.
Levey wakes up and she's probably agitated as shit. She's like out of it. She's noticeably shaken when she wakes up.
Everyone else is hanging out.
Like she's seething, but also she seems like highly uncomfortable. Like
Mhm.
she's pissed, but it's because something got under her skin, like really fucking bad.
So
And I'll
you guys wake up. You have taken your long rest. You regain any spells you may
Yay!
have spent. You regain any hit points you may have lost while on the road because nothing has happened.
What about
yeah.
what about Levey?
Yeah.
Okay.
Since it was all a dream, I imagine that any like resources we spent are just returned because it wasn't actually us.
Yeah.
Fun
And
stuff.
none of us know that happened, right?
None of
Only
you know
Levey,
that
it's her dream.
happened. It was her dream.
Perfect.
It was her mind, her memory. Who knows?
All right. Well, I think Aiden's gonna notice that Levey's freaking the flip out. We're like, are you okay?
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Like she's still pissed, but she's like genuinely concerned. She's gonna look around and she's gonna be like, is everybody okay?
Aaron's just gonna have a look of raw panic immediately when you that like, oh god, what is
Am I
happening?
okay? Holy fuck!
Right?
Sorry, I don't mean to cut in stuff. But I have to bounce.
Shit.
Oh, okay.
But sadly,
Damn it.
I have to miss this
Yeah.
last part. But
Okay.
It's all
thank you
good.
for being amazing, DM. That was a really great session.
I'm fucked up about it.
Talk to you guys later.
Yeah.
Good luck at work.
Good luck.
Have a good.
Have fun.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, what
And
are you
then
guys doing?
yeah, and then
No, go ahead.
and then after the flip out, it's gonna be like, yeah, we're okay. Everything's okay. Just it's the morning.
Levey's gonna like put her head in her hands and like she's sat up at this point obviously because she like woke up and she was like so she sat up. Now she's gonna put her head in her hands and she's gonna draw her knees up to her chest and she's starting to like rock herself side to side, like she's trying to like calm herself down a little bit, like she's just
Mir?
Okay, go ahead. It seems like the mirror's on this.
Yeah. Demir is she's going to, I know Toby is gone, but she's going to like kind of look over at him and like make eye contact like kind of meaningfully. And then go over to Levey and kind of put her arm put her hand on Levy's shoulder, and if Levy doesn't pull away, just kind of sit down next to her and kind of like stroke her hair a little and try and calm her down. Unless she like is not into the physical contact right now.
Just because it's like you guys, she's chilling about it. Just so long as you're not trying to stop her from like doing her movement thing, like she's just chilling with it.
Esmeralda, by the way, is going to notice that this is all going on and Druid craft a flower crown and offer it to Levy.
Precious.
She's got her face covered, so she's not gonna notice. But if it's settled on her head, she's not gonna.
It smells nice. They're nice flowers.
Owen like notices Demir's attempt and just also puts a hand on her shoulder, but doesn't do anything else. He's just like, yep.
She's gonna take a minute to like breathe. Oh, sorry. Okay. She's gonna take a minute to breathe, and then she's gonna kind of like look up, and she's actually going to sneak out Lish for a second. And she's gonna look to him and kind of go, somebody was in my head. There were two tieflings in my dreams. They were sent to find us, and they were trying to kill all of us.
In your head, though.
In my dreams, in my head. Yes.
Does that happen to you often?
No.
It's never happened to you before.
Absolutely not.
Huh.
Half of my soul is a spirit from the plane of dreams. I don't even know how this happened in the first place.
Where did this happen in your dream?
Some courtyard in a residential area, a city, and seemed all very homey and nice, but it was an ambush.
Uh-huh.
And
Aaron.
Yeah.
Aaron is going to interject. Were the tieflings that you recognize?
No.
Was oh, okay.
You did have that vague sense of deja vu.
Maybe? I don't think so. I've never met them in my life, but I feel like I should know them.
Okay, so it wasn't Poet.
That's not no. I even asked them about Poet. We managed to get the best of them, but they said they were sent by the king of cut purses or something, and they didn't know why, which is dumb.
Levy continuing being fucking judgmental.
She doesn't like these people. They were in her fucking brain, as far as she's concerned.
Well, we might be able to think of a reason or two the king of cut purses would want our heads.
I think we pissed him off.
Yes, but through my dreams.
That is unusual.
I don't like it.
I guess perhaps they can't find us in reality, so they're coming through other planes. Seems like an awfully convoluted way and indirect way to get vengeance.
Hold up a sec. Mackenzie isn't here, so she can't answer this, but did Demir share her thing about her dream way back when, before telling the mutated brother?
She shared it with Lish and Toby.
Okay.
But
so you want to remember if Toby shared his dream about Esmeralda with anyone?
Toby shared his dream with Esmeralda and Demir. But I don't think anyone else. But
okay. All right. So we can't deduct link this together. All right.
As
Esmeralda,
like
for her part, is trying to give you guys space. She's like, I don't want to intrude on these guys. These guys are tight. But
fair.
she's there if you wanted to ask her anything.
As Levey is kind of talking, Demir is just like, I mean, it might not have been an attack in your dream. It may have been a memory.
We haven't been attacked by these people. I've never met them. Oh, that sense of
The
oh.
Yeah, Tobias and I have both had those sorts of dreams right before we encountered them. I had a dream about oh fuck, what's his name? Sorry, I know his name.
Do you want me to tell you, or do you want to
Yes.
look it up yourself? His name is
Please.
Theoden Lightstrider.
Aiden, that's his name. Precious
Well,
boy.
Boy who's never done anything wrong in his entire life.
Who we love very much.
I had a dream about Theoden before we met him, and if Tobias doesn't mind me speaking for him, he had a dream about Esmeralda before we met her.
But you didn't
Maybe not
fight or
memory.
talk to anyone in your dreams. And I don't. Did
No.
Tobias?
I don't think so.
Well, I mean, let's consider the fact that half of my soul is a dream spirit, so it's
Exactly. Can't be
changes things.
ignored.
I mean, Hawk does picture there is something that happened to us that we don't have. It maybe the fact that your dreams are stronger meant that you got a lot more of a memory than Demir or Tobias got.
They didn't know it was a dream or a memory. They just got very confused when I may or may not have yelled at them to get out of my head, but that's
Hawk's drawn a little closer, by the way. He's listening in.
Maybe
Like
it's
he's not hiding the fact that he is either.
Maybe it's not a memory per se. I don't know what to make of any of this, but it could be a premonition, a vision.
This is a premonition. I'd really prefer not to relive it, especially the part where she's gonna whip her head around to Irid and be like, just point at him. It's just gonna be like,
Aaron actually goddamn falls over.
If you get any smart ideas about taking damage for me ever, I'll do something.
Let you get hurt.
Well, I don't want you getting hurt for me, so don't.
Do we remember which city the King of Cut Purses resides in? I say to the group and to the DM.
Personally, I've never heard of a king of cut purses.
The people in the tunnels mentioned him,
Caves,
and
yeah.
then right when we were in the like that one bar, I think.
He's a drug lord or a crime boss, I guess.
Which city, though?
Do we know?
I don't recall if we heard that.
You can roll a history check.
I'm gonna do that.
Let's see how.
That's Okay, that's not as bad as I thought. I thought that was a natural one, but it was not. That's a 12 for me.
Well,
Ooh, that's a natural 20. 21.
Lish remembers
Alright.
all.
Meh.
Lish knows things.
Why did he even bother asking?
So, Yamir, you don't really know much about like the criminal underground of this country you're in.
Valid.
You're like, you know of the King of Cut Purses, you know rumors of his existence. Lish, to your knowledge, there is something strange about the King of Cut Purses. There's something about him that just kind of rubs you the wrong way that you can't quite put your finger on. But thinking about it, if you were, say, to decide to create a secret crime syndicate, you would probably want to find yourself in a location. You'd want to find yourself in a location that would have access to many different places around the country so that you could have a far reach, and preferably a city that is quite large so that you would be more likely to be hidden. You get what I'm throwing down
So the
here.
capital? Avitix?
Potentially, yeah, Avitix with different smaller clusters in other different cities.
Well, sounds like perhaps the next stop.
We do
After
have
the forest, right?
Yes, we do have obligation
got
to more than
Things to do
probably
first.
Toby.
I
For
didn't quite get from the recording of last session where we're actually headed aside from the forest.
You're headed. You should be on the map of the country right now in World 20.
We are.
You're in the hills right now, about here-ish. You're intending to pass through the city of Royas before heading up to the Adai Forest, which is up here in the unclaimed lands.
All right, thank you. Oh, and speaking of last session, Avery, excellent call on some of the descriptive language. Hawk is still trying to keep his hood like sort of tucked forward a bit more consciously than usual.
Mhm.
What's everyone's passive perception right now?
Ooh.
14.
Not great.
14.
10. That's a 10.
All right.
I think I'm always at 22.
Okay.
Let's-
Lish definitely hears this, but if everyone else wants to roll perception, they can.
Oh, I'd love to.
Okay.
That is it. That's a 9.
All right.
Levy's not going to. She's still too keyed up about the fact that somebody was just sending her premonitions in her sleep.
Absolutely
Yeah,
fair.
man.
I'd be wigged out if there were assassins in my dream too.
Demi, are you keeping an ear out?
No.
All right. Well, Lish definitely hears that Hawk's sort of like muttering under his breath to something, and because his perception is so goddamn high, like holy shit, he actually makes out a couple of words that are just like, no, not yet. Hang on. If you need me to repeat that, please.
No, I
make
heard
sense.
you. I don't
Okay.
think Lish will comment on anything, but if he picks up anything else, he'll note it. If you want to like type to me things that he's saying.
All right, sorry for that distraction.
It's all good.
Okay, so we just avoid the capital and we should be good.
One would hope.
Hope it doesn't happen again.
Better not.
Keep an eye out, Levey, and let us know if we're if anything's looking familiar.
I will. She's gonna kind of get up and move away from everybody because now she's just like, okay, I just she's kind of withdrawing into herself just because she has shit that she needs to think about. I guess this is clearly still really bothering her. Because obviously whatever's out there that can just send her premonitions in her dreams, considering who and what she is, like that's really deeply unsettling to her, especially because dreams are so like kind of like that's her domain, that's her thing. Like when she's asleep she's safe, like that's her thing, so this is like a total violation of that for her, and she's bothered deeply by it, so she's gonna pack up her shit.
Are you okay to head out?
The further we get away from the capital and the more time and space we put between us, especially me, and that, I think that'll just be for the best right now.
It's gonna nod and look slightly concerned. All right.
So,
I've got a treat though, is that now that I'm back, we can fly on giant eagles again.
Yay!
Not that we couldn't before, but
no one
Giant
asked
eagle
Lish
party.
in his mink form to do it. So
he was being an ass.
Maybe he wanted to rough it for a few days.
He says,
He's
"I
like,
want
"No,
to
I'm
see you won't
tired.
stop
I don't wanna
her."
cast a spell." Yeah. Love him.
Yes. So I will summon giant eagles if people want that, or I guess horses.
Caw.
what you think, guys?
I feel like we made really good time with the giant eagles.
Yeah.
Owen
Really
likes
fast.
the giant eagles.
You're in like
He gets to fly.
He likes
Think of it
the
this way:
feeling
you
of
can wow
dangling.
Esmeralda since she's with us.
The eagles remind Levey of that one moment with the frogs and the owl. So she likes them.
Okay. So
Yeah, no problem.
at this point, you have about 3 days travel left on foot. You can probably cut that in half with burbs. Is anyone keeping an eye out while flying?
Levey will. She's
Yes.
pretty paranoid right now.
Hawk will
Alright.
try. He's a little distracted.
Day
See.
1 of eagles.
Let's see. I'm not even gonna do disadvantage anything because I'm sure I'm gonna roll low. Roll low anyway.
A 19 for me.
Yep, 11.
All right.
It's perception, right?
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah, 14.
All right. Days are calm. You guys
21.
you guys are flying near the mountains here. Erin, you end up seeing you saw the other day some strange creatures flying around near the mountains. You're actually able to see a little closer now. They are harpies.
Ooh.
Interesting.
You're gonna.
Are they like anywhere near us?
They are not. They are pretty far away.
And gonna make an additional note of that. Interesting little factoid.
Lish is gonna kind of stay closer to like the canopy line rather than going any particular height.
Okay.
Wherever, since Erin was the first one attacked and kind of took the brunt of the beatings, Levy's gonna stick pretty close to him.
Okay.
Aw.
So you guys, I figure, land for the evening at some point. And
Bye.
make camp. Is anyone in particular keeping watch?
Levy.
Okay.
I'll keep watch too. I think
and I'll
that
take
Lish has
one.
gotten into the habit of also going hunting every night because we didn't pack enough rations for everybody, and Lish doesn't eat rations anyways. So
If it's
I
a
want to talk about it.
If it's a combat,
Okay.
I do have a thing planned.
Levy
I wasn't
and
able to do it
Toby-
last session because I obviously was not here.
Levy and Toby get the duty of preparing any meat for human consumption while Lish chews on bones.
That evening, as you guys are setting up, Toby is helping to cook some of the food. Lish is making that face that animals make when they're chewing on something. Yeah, you know the one. Is anyone doing anything this evening?
I think Aaron's instinct was to Levy. And he's just gonna kind of huddle up to Levy and just demonstratively set out his sleeping pad like right next to her.
Levy actually hasn't set hers out. She's-
Sus.
She seems to have absolutely no intention to be unconscious anytime soon.
I don't know if Aaron's perceptive enough to figure. Nope, he's not. Aaron is not perceptive enough to figure that out.
Demir is going to go over to where Lish is bone chewing once he's done bone chewing. And kind of like sketch her hands through his fur, and in my language, in my hobby, I'm going to say, I think I could use some more magic practice tonight.
Lish's ears kind of perk at that, kind of gives her a look like, yeah.
Yeah.
What you saying, babe?
Pops into a man. Is that so?
Yalla, come on. And
Aw.
Demir's going to stand up and to the group and be like, going for a walk. See you in a bit.
Lish looks like a cat that got the cream.
Hawk does speak up. He's like, "Oh, all right."
All right. If we don't come back in a few hours, assume we're dead. And Demir is going to lean
That
going
Aaron's
to
eye-
say like that. Oh my
choice,
god,
considering-
that literally did just
Aaron's
happen.
Aaron's eyes
Levy's
just
going-
dart over to Levy.
Levy's gonna call after them. You better not be.
If you die, I'll mess you up.
If you die, I'll fucking kill you. Got it. Inshallah.
Oh, we are finding so much joy in Levy's suffering. I feel kind of bad.
No, it's funny.
No, it's great.
New spells, new spells.
New spells. I got new spells to practice, so
Ooh.
that's probably what Demir is going. Like Demir is going to wander off until she feels like she is far enough away from the group.
Y'all hear
And-
distant blasting.
What are they doing over there?
Distant explosion.
Slight
Spray
breeze
of,
rolling
like,
through camp.
wood chips falling down on you from the sky.
Is
The
Demir
distant
killing
sound of
stumps
angry
again?
swearing.
God.
Anyone
Oh
else?
my god.
Well, as I said, I did have a plan, but Hawk's probably going to wait until Lish and Demir get back to do it. Until then, he's going to keep, like, sort of fiddling with his hood, making sure it's not falling back too far.
They come back eventually.
Eventually.
Eventually, a little beat up, a little worse for wear, but we made it.
Lish looks
Yay.
pristine. Demir looks a little wood chipped.
Little rough around the edges. Splinters in the
Fucking
dress, maybe.
Wish.
Oh wow. Yeah, Levey
good.
makes absolutely no move. By the way, this entire time to like set up her bedroll, she's just sitting by the fire, kind of just occasionally scanning the horizon around and just being like,
Lish
Nope.
kind of going over to Levy and like kind of squatting next to her, like by her face, gives her like some of the food that they prepped before. Did you eat?
I feel like if I eat, I'm gonna throw it back up. I'm just so fine. She's gonna take the fucking
He's
plate.
just like, he waits patiently for her to decide that she will. Just like
Like holding it in
nagging
front of her
silently.
the whole time.
nagging silently. And then he'll just kind of like sit by her and watch the fire.
Yeah,
And-
she'll pick at it at least until it's gone.
That reminds me of a
And-
childhood story, but I can wait until later.
It's like pretty much just keeping up in conversation that like I himself, but allowed so that Levy would participate if she wanted to, but with no obligation for her to. Just like, yeah, you know, this thing and this other thing, and yeah,
She'll engage.
was not getting that impression.
She'll engage. She'll make conversation. She just obviously doesn't want to sleep tonight.
Oh god.
I wanted to say too, for Aaron, ever since their conversation at the temple in the garden, every time like Lish and Aaron are kind of around each other, Lish just kind of like raises his eyebrows at Aaron, like, you gonna talk about it now? Like, have you talked about it? I haven't heard you talk about it to anybody.
In
It's
which case,
night and night.
Aaron has stopped looking in Lish's direction.
It's probably pretty easy to pick up on the expectant energy from Lish towards Aaron. Like, looks between Levy and Aaron like, someone might get different vibes, but who knows?
It is be clear that Aaron has no plans to tonight.
Demir is just going to kind of like get in her tent and kind of flop down face first on the bedroll.
She's like, these peasants' problems are not my own. Good night.
I'm too rich and important for this.
Demir Mean Girls moments. Jesus Christ.
You are not wrong.
She's like, if it affects me later, it affects me later.
That's a problem for future Demir.
That is 99% of how Demir thinks of things. That's a problem for future Demir.
We've got her coin down.
Every every problem is a problem for future Demir. Present Demir does not want to deal with anything.
Oh my fucking god.
All right. Okay. So once everyone's sort of calmed down a little bit from returning from blasting the shit out of some trunks, I guess, the Hawks are like, while everyone's here, I think I owe an explanation for back in Uvila.
Yeah, when you went off.
Yes, precisely. See, I had sort of an idea, and you probably guessed something was up when I was asking for specific things, even bothered B to grab the ear of, I forget her name as a player, I am terrible. It's not Shrividia, that is someone completely different, who's not in the game.
Who are you asking about?
Our Grand Archivist lady.
Varhasa.
Varhasa, thank you. And I even grabbed the ear of Varhasa for a moment. Hawk's running out of ways to explain this. He's hoping that he's got attention by now.
I mean, Levy's paying attention.
Right.
Aaron's there.
Lish is just like, I just thought you wanted a bunch of weird things.
Oh no!
Demir has not looked up from her faceplant.
No, it was for a reason. Hawk like 2-finger points sort of, and like raises it up near the right edge of his hood, and he like quietly mutters, "Now's the time."
Is Elder around right now?
What'd you say? I actually didn't catch it.
Is Smwelja around?
Yes, she is. She's in the camp. She's kind of helping tend the fire and cook the meat
Aaron's just gonna
with
look.
Toby.
Lish,
Aaron's just
Lish,
gonna look from Hawk to her.
Lish looks at Hawk like, you didn't make a meat mask, did you?
Oh,
Meat
God.
mask! Meat
Does he
mask!
actually
meat
say that?
mask!
Yeah. You
Oh.
wanted an ear. You wanted stuff.
No. And it's
Oh.
fine for Esmeralda to see this too. Come on, what are you waiting for? Avery, can you tell them what hops out of his hood?
So hopping out of his hood is an owl. Specifically an elf owl, which is one of the smallest types of owl. They're kind of small, grayish brown, about the size of a sparrow. Little.
Like any of us could like grab one in our hands, basically.
Yeah, straight up. They have yellow eyes and they kind of have eyebrows. I'll see if I can pull up some pictures.
Oh,
That is precious. But yeah, one of the smallest types of owl. Look at this bastard.
Small.
Very
bastard.
tiny. Is small and round.
a little guy.
Aaron's just gonna go, Hawk!
But yeah, it's baby.
Yes.
Her name is Biog. And Sylvan speakers around here would recognize that as the Sylvan word for small, which is kind of ironic. You have the feeling if Faye had a sense of humor making that word.
Levy looks charmed and very much endeared by just tiny.
Biog is kind of coos a little bit and like kind of nibbles affectionately at Hawk's thumb.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it Faye?
Hawk sort of like looks at Biog, like tilts his head a little and says, Honestly, I'm not quite sure.
Can I tell? I mean, most like
Yeah, you can
familiars
tell. It is
would be,
definitely Faye.
Yeah.
Lish looks a little bit more endeared at that fact.
Demir finally kind of when the element of an animal is introduced, she can finally kind of glances up from where her face plant was, and just kind of aw.
The pixies are probably pretty interested and kind of flutter over and prod.
Biog is not too much bigger than the pixies.
Good.
Pixies
are going to investigate.
Yeah, I mean, she kind of coos at them.
Even if they tug at her feathers a bit.
She will nip at them if they start pulling.
Valid.
But yes, that's what I was doing in Uvila off by myself. I figured the magic I had to do to call her was a little time consuming, and I didn't want to weigh the rest of you down.
I thought you just didn't want to have any fun. Well,
Lish, your definition of fun doesn't quite match up with mine most of the time.
what
To be
is
perfectly
your definition of fun then? How would you know if you've never even had it?
Well, as you can probably tell, I'm not exactly social for several reasons.
Social enough with us.
Fair. I've always been more for the wild, personally, but
You still dance in the wild.
I've never had much of a reason to.
Don't need a reason to dance. Or get drunk or eat or sleep.
Hawk just sort of at the mention of eating, drinking, and sleeping, Hawk just sort of deadpan stares down Lish. Just the body language of, why are you suggesting this to me of all people?
Lish.
It all ties together. Just because you can't do the other things doesn't mean you can't do the things that you could do.
Esmeralda is still in the camp. Just a friendly reminder.
Lish doesn't care. It isn't a secret as far as he's concerned. He doesn't really get why Hawk hides it.
Maybe he should ask at some point, just saying.
It's Hawk's prerogative of what he wants to do.
Well, I can't really go over the reasons right now, but...
Why not? Now is as good a time as any.
It's really not.
Oh? Why?
I don't
can't
know.
tell you.
I think it's a
Not right
wonderful
now.
moment. The topic is here. We're all covered. I don't see any reason why not.
I've got no other things to be doing tonight.
Hawk sort of just
He's
glances
squeaky.
slightly towards Esmeralda, checking what she's doing.
She is definitely interested in what you all are doing, but she's keeping her distance. She is watching Biog. And I don't blame her.
Hawk sort of looks down and is like, I really don't feel comfortable talking about it in depth right now, just this moment, but I guess one way I could put it is that my father and my mentor had
different reasons for the same thing that I'm not sure how to word it, but there is a reason why I keep my deformation covered.
It's not information, but you don't have to justify yourself to us.
You don't need to uncover
Yeah,
yourself in order to
okay.
have fun. You can keep yourself covered and dance.
It is very
Levy's
possible
going
do
to
those things.
Levy's going to make some like general direction, like gesture to her lap, and be like, "I get it, I understand."
When you do so, Levy, Biog kind of hops over to you and lands on your knee.
Levy's going to kind of just go, gotta go, oh, hello, like just make, like, try and like do the little cheek scritches with the back of her finger, just go.
She is very soft.
Oh my god.
Aaron is now entirely focused on Ugh.
I'm just imagining Mackenzie watching this in the future and being like, "Oh my god, he has an owl!"
There seems to be a theme of
Another
owls in this
owl.
campaign so far.
Listen, it was a toss-up between hawk for the word and visual pun, owl for obvious reasons, and crow for blending in. No, raven for blending in with crows in case I needed to spy on something, which is an extreme edge case, but still.
It's valid.
Like, all of them were great options, so I was like, "Hey Avery, which of these do you think is the best option?" She's like, "Elf owl, 100%."
Yeah.
You're tiny.
Mole.
Our party just has themes.
Yeah. So that's why Biog is Biog. The name came after. I was like, it's too perfect.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
Anyway, more comments on what Hawk's avoiding right now, perhaps? Any more?
He seems
natural
pretty
one.
certain he doesn't want to say anything more. So
Yeah.
Levy's still kind
Well,
of stuck in her own head about her own issues, so she's not gonna pry on Hawk's issues right now.
Yeah.
Well, to check to see if Aaron's old enough to, and he got a 1. So I'm assuming he's just staring at Yogg, completely forgotten that anything else exists.
But yes,
The
I
owl
wanted.
did move.
But yes, I wanted to surprise everyone with Biog here. That's why I've been, and he like tugs on his hood a little. She's good at hiding,
Excellent
for sure, but
surprise.
you can never be too careful.
Ooh.
Is Biog still like getting the Levy's love and affection?
Yep.
Hell yeah, she's just gonna like kind of playfully glare at Hawk and be like, well, don't hide her from us ever again.
I have no reason to now. I'll probably
And
have to ask her to tuck herself away during combat, though. I don't want anything awful happening.
Oh, absolutely not.
Biog coos a little bit.
When
Um,
He is like going, like baby talking back at like, who's a cute little thing? Who's a pretty bird? You are. Like she's just gone.
She's
Aaron,
definitely
for his
enjoying
part-
the attention. Some of you may notice that every now and then she will glance at both Lish and Hawk.
But Aaron's response to Hawk's, that I didn't comment was just to go, just like her master. While like rubbing his cheeks at her.
oh boy.
You've got the party pet. Let's go.
Can I insight check Esmeralda's looks and see if I can kind of glean anything about her thoughts?
Go for it.
I have too many tabs up on my computer and it's running so slow. I have
no.
like over 80 tabs of
Oh,
study material
jeez.
up
Shit.
for all of my
Jeez.
studying. So
Gross.
that's fine.
Why is that
Ugh.
worse than me on an ADHD bender?
It's like all like quotes and stuff that I need, or definitions and stuff. What was it? Perception?
Insight.
Insight.
Insight. Well, it's the same ad anyways.
Eh.
That is a 15.
15. You get the impression from her that she definitely recognizes that you guys are your own group, and she is sort of the spare wheel here. She is the extra person right now, and she wants to be involved a bit more. She's happy to chat, but she also doesn't want to intrude upon you guys, especially since you guys are being kind enough to help her with not only helping to fight Bathrek, but also helping take her to the Adai forest so that she can figure out where all the missing tribe members are.
Mm-hmm. I
So
think
she's appreciative to you guys, but she also doesn't want to join in unless she's invited.
yeah, I think that seeing that initial kind of gesture for her to come closer to where everybody else is sitting, and it's like you're very far away from us over there. Did you see this owl that just popped out of a hood?
I did. She looks very sweet, but I didn't want to intrude.
If Levey still has the owl, she's gonna like try and coax it up onto her finger to like hold up an invitation for Ezreal to like. She's like,
Aaron is
hello?
like,
I just had a thought that'd be such a dick move if Lish summoned all of his 8 giant owls and just like, what's better than one owl?
One tiny
oh
owl.
my god!
This shit, Hawk.
When Levy kind of holds out Biog, Esmeralda just like immediate, her face brightens, and she like kind of holds out her hand, and Biog hops over, and she do any of you speak Halfling?
If anyone does, it's probably Levy.
Damn it! Nope.
She starts speaking to Biog in Halfling, but you get the impression it's baby talk. It's basically, oh, aren't you just the sweetest little thing? You're so small and soft. You kind of get that vibes, and she gives just kind of gentle one finger pets to Biog's cheek.
Precious moments.
She is delighted by this tiny owl.
As
And
she's
who wouldn't
playing with
be?
the owl, being all like, so how did you get involved with this other tribe that Tobias's mentor is included in? Were you always involved in that?
I was actually she's still giving scritches to Biog. My mom and my dad are part of the tribe. They're also wary, and sometimes these things can be genetic. I was born into the tribe, and once I was old enough, I was taught to help sort of the best word to describe it, to tame the beast blood through the blood magic.
Really? I can't imagine controlling a raven to be supremely terrifying.
Well, it's more difficult for others, but it's helps. I suppose you can imagine when I was younger and I didn't have control over it, it was a little difficult for my parents trying to make sure I didn't fly off anywhere.
Lish like straight up like laughs at that, just like, oh, how charming. I have had the same problems in my life.
You kind of get the image of, you know, what baby ravens look like and how they've got the kind of like crazy floof, that but person sized in a way, because she's a halfling.
Very
Just kind of like running around
so
in
tiny.
the bushes.
Giant raven chick.
And meanwhile, these halfling parents like kind of like chasing after her, like, no, get down from there.
Aww.
You are immediately struck with that image.
Get out of the grain bags, I swear to Paylor.
Just taking and stealing all the shiny things. Relatable, very relatable. Are all of the people in your tribe some kind of shapeshifter, or is that unique and specific?
No, most of us are have the gift of lycanthropy in some form or another. The leader of our tribe, our druid, is Argia. She's actually a were-tiger. But most of us have it. Some who do not have it connect to nature in different ways. However, if they wish to gain the beast blood, that is arranged for in the safest way possible.
Interesting.
Fascinating.
They're all up in the northern forest, correct?
No, we used to be, but now we're in the woods to the west of here, actually on the other side of the mountains.
Right. I was wondering because I
Shrinking.
heard from my mentor what happened to the forest up there, and I've always wondered.
Well, as I had said before, this was long before I was born, but my tribe used to live up by the forest. The Adai forest is sacred to us, and I'm sure that you can imagine. We ended up encountering another tribe, nomadic sort of in nature. They came to the north themselves, and they probably were able to sense the power within the Adai forest, and saw us as lycanthropes and blood mages, and were concerned about that. And for lack of a better description, we had a few conflicts, at least according to the lore in history of our tribe. And so we were small enough as it is, and we made the decision to move south.
See.
What have you heard about the forest state right now?
In this entire conversation, Aaron's been like slowly hiding himself behind Levey. Like he's now just completely cuddled up, completely behind her.
Lish is paying very close attention to what Aaron is doing.
Levey is letting this happen because she is just she's listening to like what's the conversation that's going on, but she's gonna like pat Aaron's leg next to her or some shit. She's just gonna be like, okay.
Cute.
Well, as we said, the history of my tribe. There's a chosen of the Oak Father that lives in the Adai forest, who had created a sort of sealant around the forest to keep this creature in this entity that wished to do harm to both the tribe and any others it could find. So in creating the sealant, it create it the forest itself. I've never been up there myself before, but I've heard it's wonderful natural beauty. It's supposed to be just lovely.
Even now, even after the fire.
Well, there's supposed to be parts of it that weren't burned, but
That's
as
true.
I said, the barrier was weakened, and now some of the more powerful creatures that are able to do so are working on rebuilding the forest and the parts that were burned. And meanwhile, the archdruidess, she's been receiving messages saying that we, in order to help maintain the barrier so that this creature doesn't escape, we have to go perform cleansing ceremonies at the old temple in the middle of the forest.
Is that where we're headed ultimately?
That's the plan. I'm not able to perform the ceremony myself. She gave me something though that might help in a way. She did, but I'm not the one that's able to perform these ceremonies. I'm supposed to go and investigate what's happening to the folks that have been disappearing.
Damn, would I have heard about whatever this creature is that's been bound to the forest? This be like some
Are
kind
you
of
asking?
spirit?
Are you asking about the thing that wishes harm or the thing that's protecting?
Both. More specifically on the one that wishes harm. If that caused the
Roll
fire.
an Arcana check. You can always ask Esmeralda for more information on this entity too, as you have not asked her yet.
That's a 12.
12. Hard to say, but based on your deductions, from both the way that Esmeralda is talking and your previous conversation with Mirren, you get the impression that whatever this entity is, it would know about the sealant. It's protected and would probably have the knowledge to try to harm the forest to weaken the sealant so it could escape.
I'll ask Esmeralda, what is this harmful creature's nature? Is it demonic?
Well, the stories in our tribe say that it's demonic in some way or another. It nothing is really concrete, to be honest with you, but based on what I've been told, this creature is it's quite old and sort of makes a mockery of our tribe and our culture.
A mockery.
Has been known to try to lure people away from the tribe to be rid of our people, to hurt us by, I'm not sure that mimicry is the right word, but trickery at the very least.
Doesn't quite sound demonic.
Well, I can only speak for myself, but I would be interested in helping contain whatever this could be. I'm sure Tobias would as well, considering fellow blood hunters are at risk. I've always been curious about that, by the way. Though I doubt that I could ever pull it off myself. I have a bit of an, let's say, an aversion to bloodshed.
It's not for everyone. Oh no, it can be sort of frightening. But
Yeah, so
if you're interested, I would be glad to give demonstrations to what I can do.
Demonstrations.
I'd imagine it's similar to what Tobias normally does when we enter a fight, Lish. Although I don't see a bow anywhere on her.
I know I have my sword here, and she kind of taps her side where she has her rapier, and she says, I can make my blade wreathed in flame if necessary. I'm also able to turn into a raven.
We saw her transform before
I have
during
not seen her
okay.
transform.
She hasn't transformed yet, no.
I couldn't remember if she'd done that during the sewer fight or not.
No, during the sewer fight, she didn't even
She wasn't.
she didn't activate any of her blood powers because her blood power has her crimson right, it does fire damage.
Right, that would have been kind of useless against the fire dude.
Yeah, she did not
that's
want
fair.
to risk healing him on accident because she doesn't know how they work. She also did not transform because she didn't really see the need to, because she noticed you guys who were up close to him getting hurt by
Roasted.
proximity, so she was using her light crossbow instead.
Okay. I mean, I'd be impressed to see you light a sword on fire or whatever you'd want to share.
I have to confess I'm interested as well, though you don't need to. I employ similar arts, I suppose, myself, though they don't involve blood, just magic.
She nods and draws her rapier, and the rapier is beautifully crafted. It seems like it was designed with Esmeralda and who she is in mind. And she takes it and kind of gently draws it across her the back of her arm, cutting herself, but also getting some of her blood on the blade itself. And it shimmers for a moment, and then where her blood is on the blade ignites and then spreads to the rest of the weapon. And she has her sword here, and it's ablaze.
Sick.
It's cool.
Woomph.
It's kind of beautiful in a kind of creepy way. Because like this is her blood.
It is her blood that's just caught on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Wow.
Woo, woo, ooh, ah. It's on fire.
This sword is on fire.
I was about to make the same joke.
I might save the transformation for a later time, but it can be very good for scouting ahead if you need a bird's eye view, pun intended.
Oh, so you can fly.
I can, yes.
Interesting.
It took a lot of practice when I was younger, though, but I can. I have wings and everything when I transform.
Huh.
Kind of looks at Toby, thinking about his big old wings that he can't use.
Fucking, Levey is also looking at Toby because she remembers him transforming in her dream, and she's just like, like, she looks thoughtful, like, very far away.
Sounds very useful indeed.
Especially good if I decide to use my crossbow instead of my sword.
Nothing wrong with the bow. I have to swap to a sword myself from time to time. Though, it isn't always a smooth transition. I've had to drop my bow before.
I may as well.
So when we look at the map, we're going to stop in a city first before.
Yes, you
we
are.
get to the
Yeah, we had like a day and a half worth of travel by eagles before, right?
yeah.
And then we've
Mhm.
traveled that one day and we're resting off of it. So we'll be
Yeah,
at the
no,
city.
It is
after.
night. You
was-
have about another day and a half on the road before arriving in the city.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I was going to ask Esmeralda if we're meeting her people in the city or we'll have to meet them in the forest.
Well, the way that the situation is, I am supposed to be scouting ahead in the temple, and then I have a couple of supplies provided to me by the Archdruidess. And once I figured out what the problem is, I can report back and either stay in the forest or return to my people in the North Elisar forest in order to get more help. But I suspect that whatever the problem is, with you guys able to help me out, we will be able to deal with whatever the issue is. Hopefully, we don't run into the. Wow, I just lost her accent there.
I didn't want to be rude, but I kept thinking, she suddenly
oh, no.
turned southern.
Word bad.
It's okay. I don't.
Levey's influence.
She's got a Paladinian aura of farm girl.
Hopefully we don't run into whatever the chosen has been keeping trapped in there.
Hopefully, indeed. Dog.
Oh my gosh.
A baby.
So many animals today. We've had Felix's cat. We've had Biog in the game, and now there's dog.
Dog.
Fuck yeah.
What can you tell us?
Bo hasn't made an appearance.
Yeah, where is
I know,
Bo?
mine too.
He's stuck on the top of the cabinet.
I don't know. He's like
Or
he's
Mohinder.
shockingly quiet this morning too. So I'm like, I don't know.
He's
what's up with
behaving
it.
for once.
Where's the orange one?
He was on my windowsill earlier, but he's probably in my parents' room now.
Unbelievable.
I know.
How dare.
He's a coward. Anyway,
Sorry.
I think Lish had the question, but we are a little over time, so we might want to wrap it up soon.
Yeah, I mean, I think his last question is just if she has any, what can she tell them about the head druidess? If there's anything interesting about her.
well, she's our leader. She has been leading the tribe for quite some time now. She is quite powerful. She, of course, has undergone the taming of her blood as the rest of us have, but she, and you can see that Esmeralda is like speaking with reverence. Like, this woman who leads the tribe, like, she obviously looks up to her. She can connect to nature in ways that I could only dream of.
Oh? Like what?
The audible light bulb in Lish's mind.
There's audible, like, jealousy in which.
Well, she's quite a powerful druid, and she has been working to connect with the land for quite some time.
How long of a time? How old is she?
Well, she's an elf, so it's hard to say. But I know that she's at least a couple of centuries old.
Lish is like a little unimpressed, like
Wow, just a couple centuries? Get on my level.
You're talking to a 20-something-year-old, so, you know.
Yeah. No, definitely some kind of jealousy trigger.
Demir is looking at that with interest. Kind of like she's been kind of listening in and kind of like fixing her rumpled appearance a little bit before bed, and just kind of when she notices that Lish is jealous, she just kind of hones in on that a little bit.
I can target all of my insecurities, why don't you? God.
Yes.
Get a
Yes,
hobby.
exactly. That's my job.
Hawk, completely oblivious to all of this, is just like, oh, I'd love to meet her then.
She's really a wonderful woman. I'd be glad to introduce you to her.
Oh, I'd love that.
She sounds very powerful.
She is.
Very impressive.
For an elf.
Says the elf.
I'm sorry, aren't you an elf yourself?
Yes.
Esmeralda just is not.
Just a visible confusion, I'm imagining.
Yeah, she's like,
he says that with like an edge of disdain.
Oh man.
The sass in this group tonight is it's going really well.
I'm sure she's a wonderful woman. I'm very interested in meeting her. We'll just have to see what we come across, I suppose.
guys, settle in for the evening. That's where we'll call session for today.
A little side note, Hawk's gonna let Biog roam free.
Yeah.
Good.
Get out of here.
Finally, I'm not in that hood anymore, thank God.
Lish, you do notice that the way that Biog is moving around, she seems to recognize you for what you are.
Oh.
And she is kind of giving you a respectful distance.
Yeah, just a side note, we can toy with Biog a lot more in the future, I'm sure.
Yay!
Yes.
How many hit points does Biog have?
No!
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 10 gold
Wrong
on this. Come on.
question.
Hang on.
How many hit points
Let's
does
see.
Biog have?
I think it's like around 10 or less.
Let
It's
me
the owl
dub-
stats.
I'm
That's
just gonna
pretty
double
impressive.
check.
You usually have to
Um,
roll for it, don't you?
Yeah, you have to roll for it.
It's 1d4
um,
minus 1, so
Oops.
So
So at least two.
So why don't you just roll for her right now?
sure. I'll use an actual d4.
Yes.
This is going to be a mistake, I'm sure, but I'm going to roll with it anyway. Kill me. 2.
2.
2 total. Rolled a 3, minus 1, that's 2.
All right, good for her.
She's slightly healthier than the base stats suggest. Yay.
A minus one or plus one?
It's hit points 1d4 minus 1.
Minus one. That's interesting that they do.
She's got 8
minus.
con, so
Oh, so small, so tiny.
yeah, just like a
So squishable.
the normal owl.
Well,
The
I
normal
mean-
owl stat sheet says they're a tiny beast, and this is an elf owl, so
They're
they're tinier.
tiny.
I may remind you that that guard was able to kick Frumpkin into dust.
Yeah. Oh no, I know.
Not
Poor
Frumpkin.
Frumpkin, who has never done anything wrong.
Well, with that information, Lish has a lot to contemplate.
Ah!
If you kill his owl, you're next.
I'd like to see you try.
I think most of the party will be backing Hawk up on that one.
You don't want to mess with the guy. You don't want to mess with the fighter with 4 attacks, the sharpshooter feat, and magic arrows.
Yeah, but if you like,
The
can't
dice
get them
betray me,
out
but
because
the dice betray me constantly. But if I roll well enough, I could probably get you half your health off in a turn. Just saying.
yeah, but I also have 2 wild shapes and my human health. So
This
I
is
mean,
true.
you know, you can do your worst, but
Take your
Anyway.
bets for the
Also,
fight of the
most
century.
of the party ganging up on you.
Anyways,
you
Anyway,
guys don't
owl
know
murder.
the context of what I'm thinking. So you
Bring-
know,
Anyway,
Bring it
owl murder
in.
aside.
we can
We're just
save it for
warning
next
you
time.
against any untoward ideas.
Lish doesn't just go
Hey,
around
thank-
killing animals, okay?
I know. I trust you, but just the
You
question of
shouldn't,
how many
but-
hit points does she have is very sus.
Anyways, hooray!
Thanks
Yay!
for playing,
Good
guys.
session.
Yeah.
Yeah.
this
Thank you
is
for DMing
wonderful.
and dealing with all of us at the same time.
We'll see what happens next time when you guys actually arrive in the city. Hopefully, unless you go into a completely different direction.
Hey, let's just turn hard right for a bit.
We
Let's
gotta
see
go
what
back to
happens.
Appius. Okay, so we get to the city, we
must.
turn around, go all the way back down to Appius, and then go to the forest.
Okay.
No, obviously we go to Levey's hometown for no fucking reason.
Which one is that?
Yes.
That's lore for later. Shut up.
Oh well.
Nobody's
Anyways.
asked. Nobody's
Anyways.
asked.
Oh, no.
Anyways,
Thanks for playing, guys.
Yeah.
love you.
See you
Great
next
session.
time.
Farewell.
Bye.